Hey everyone, and welcome to The Explainer. So let's just dive right in, shall we? If you manage, work with, or even just rely on complex digital knowledge ecosystems, you already know that keeping these systems running smoothly is, well, it's no small feat. Today, we're going to completely transform how we understand bringing enterprise repositories to life. We're digging into ChengetAi Deploy, which fundamentally rethinks this entire process. We're not just talking about installing some software today. We're talking about orchestrating an entire living, breathing digital environment. It's a totally fascinating shift in how institutions handle their most valuable digital assets. So let me ask you, why is enterprise deployment just so painful? Honestly, if you've ever been anywhere near an IT department during a major rollout, you already know the answer. Traditional setups are a notorious nightmare for administrators. It's this exhausting marathon that requires deep technical expertise, agonizing planning, and countless manual steps that are just begging for human error. Getting a repository off the ground isn't just about double-clicking an installer file. It's a brutal, chaotic puzzle. But what we're looking at today is a complete paradigm shift. The old way, the conventional installer, relies on those endless manual steps, needing incredibly deep tech expertise just to get a baseline up and running. But the ChengetAi Deploy approach, it's an intelligent orchestration platform. Instead of a basic installer that just, dumps files onto a server, it acts like an intelligent conductor. It coordinates every single stage of deployment as one unified workflow, with automated validation and integration built right in. It literally changes the game from tedious manual labor to smart automated management. Here's our quick roadmap for today's explainer. Number 1, the deployment nightmare. 2, intelligent orchestration explained. 3, powering the DSpace core. 4, the connected AI ecosystem. And finally, number 5, deploying a living system. Starting off with section 1, the deployment nightmare and the chaos of manual setup. Right, so we really need to understand the disease before we can appreciate the cure. Just look at the sheer volume of moving parts here. To deploy an enterprise digital repository the traditional way, an IT team has to manually coordinate operating systems, databases, search engines, storage, networking, security protocols, web services, you name it. And if even one of these elements is just slightly misaligned, say your search engine version conflicts with your database, boom, the entire system can fail. It traditionally demands a small army of experts and countless manual tweaks. Which brings us to Section 2, Intelligent Orchestration Explained, and the Unified Workflow. This is exactly where ChengetAi Deploy steps in. Instead of viewing all this infrastructure as isolated silos that you have to manually force together, it acts as an intelligent conductor, building a completely unified workflow. It actually understands the complex, delicate relationships between all these services and follows 4 distinct automated steps. Step 1, validate the target environment to make sure we're good to go. Step 2, automatically provision the required infrastructure. Step 3, configure secure networking so everything can actually talk safely. And Step 4, deploy the containerized services. The absolute key here is that the platform ensures each component is perfectly integrated and healthy before it even thinks about moving to the next stage. It basically removes the guesswork and all those cascading errors that plague manual setups. Now for Section 3, powering the DSpace core, the actual heart of the repository. So now that we have the infrastructure beautifully orchestrated, let's look at what's actually running on it. Right at the absolute center is DSpace, a massive institutional repository used for preserving theses, dissertations, research publications, and datasets. To make that happen, ChengetAi Deploy orchestrates a really robust backend ecosystem. You've got PostgreSQL being managed for the database, Solr orchestrated for complex search indexing, dedicated backend services handling the application logic, and a sleek web interface deployed for user interaction. The platform handles all these interconnected dependencies completely seamlessly. But get this, it doesn't stop at just making the software run. ChengetAi Deploy automatically applies institutional configuration, security policies, and operational best practices. This is absolutely huge. It means you aren't just spinning up some generic, vulnerable piece of software. You're deploying a system that is highly secure, fully optimized, and perfectly tailored to the institution's strict compliance needs right out of the gate, literally on day 1. Moving right along to Section 4, the connected AI ecosystem, taking us way beyond the repository. Because let's face it, preserving data is only half the battle. People actually need to find and interact with that knowledge. This is where the architecture extends far beyond basic repository software into something much, much more modern. First up, we have the integration of VuFind. This is a discovery platform that harvests metadata directly from DSpace to deliver a unified, high-performance search experience. Think about the end user for a second, the researcher, the student, the archivist. This integration makes exploring institutional knowledge totally effortless, completely cutting through those clunky, outdated interfaces we're all used to from the past. Now, what's really fascinating here is this massive leap forward in technology, the integration of RASRAG. This literally transforms the repository into an AI-powered knowledge system. Instead of forcing users to search using rigid keywords or complicated Boolean operators, you can interact with the institutional collections using natural language. You just ask questions and you receive evidence-based responses that are strictly grounded in the repository's actual factual content. It's an incredibly powerful integration of AI directly into the deployment, a total game changer. And to complete this connected ecosystem, we have Koha. The platform is specifically designed to integrate seamlessly with this library catalog system. By bringing Koha into the mix, you unify the whole shebang: the library catalog, the DSpace institutional repository, the RASRAG AI services, and the VuFind discovery platform. They all operate as one single connected digital knowledge environment. It's just a beautifully cohesive ecosystem. Finally, Section 5, Deploying a Living System, Building a Future-Ready Infrastructure. This really highlights a deep philosophical shift at the core of ChengetAi Deploy. It's all about what happens after day one. We're talking about configuration management, ongoing security, institutional branding, continuous monitoring, backup strategies, and lifecycle management. The source explicitly states that every single deployment is treated as a living system, not just a one-time installation. These elements are actually baked right into the deployment process itself. It proves this isn't some one-and-done install that slowly decays over time. It's an ongoing, continuously orchestrated lifecycle. Actually, let's just pause for a second and let this sink in. This is not traditional deployment. The days of manual, chaotic, cross your fingers and hope it doesn't crash IT deployments for digital libraries are being completely reimagined here. You see, ChengetAi Deploy doesn't try to artificially reduce the sophistication of enterprise deployments. Complex institutions like universities, research centers, government agencies, and national archives, well, they need sophisticated infrastructure. Instead of dumbing it down, the platform intelligently harnesses that complexity, orchestrates it safely, and delivers a resilient platform capable of handling massive digital ecosystems. So, I want to leave you with this final, provocative question to chew on. Is your digital infrastructure a static relic or a living system ready for the AI future? Understanding this shift from manual installation to intelligent orchestration is absolutely vital for anyone managing knowledge today. It fundamentally changes how we preserve, discover, and interact with information. Thank you so much for joining me in this explainer. Keep asking questions, keep rethinking the standard, and I'll catch you in the next one.